Hey guys, thanks for watching Grill, Eat, and Be Merry. Jezreel here, and today I guess I'm making my first Lotus Grill meal. My wife and I, we're here on vacation with our newborn. He's 3 weeks, just to get some beach in um, before I go back from parental leave. But something I love about this grill is that you can really take it on the go. I just packed it up, the grill itself, and I have the hood as well. You'll be seeing that in a second. And we had some venison and some green beans that we didn't want to go bad, so we brought that with us, and I'm about to put that on right now. Two forms of cooking with the steak and the vegetables. So I'm going to be doing a shot uh, at both of them for the first time, and you'll be able to check that out. All I did with the for preparation, especially since we're in a rental spot, was um, just make sure everything was at room temperature, make sure the venison was at room temperature, make sure the beans were prepared and at room temperature as well. I tossed the greens in olive oil, the beans in olive oil, and salt and pepper. Same thing with the meat. Make sure it was dry. Generous amount of salt and pepper on both sides. Let them sit, and I'm just gonna go ahead and Um, toss them on the grill. One thing you want to make sure, like what I try to do, is with anything that I want to get a good char on. I make sure that I have put enough salt because that's going to draw out the moisture, whether it's with the meat and trying to get a crust, or whether it's with green beans and wanting to get or greens or whatever vegetables want to get a char on it. Salt helps that. But just be mindful, you don't want it to be over salty, so just some playing around with that. But what I'm going to go ahead and do now is just grab the green beans. I'm going to put them on here. Because they take longer than ideally the meat, I'm going to put those on there. And when those seem to be semi done, I'm going to spread them to the side, put the meat in the middle, and get a nice sear on that. So show you guys that real quick. This is my hood here. I like that it has the temperature in here. So in a future video, I'm going to actually do some tests to actually see how accurate this thermometer is in the top of the hood right here. But for now, let's go for it. So I did go in and got a fork. When I came back out, this lid was filled with steam. It looked like, even now, what you're seeing, it's not really smoke. It's a mixture of steam and smoke. Um, Let me take this off, and you can some of them I turned. They don't have the tongs in, so it was hard to turn. So I'm just, instead of turning them to get an even amount of char, the char lines on the beans, what I'll do is just put a char on one side, and I'm not going to turn each individual one. Show you how it is. I'm not sure if you can see them, but I'll show you the end results later. One thing you want to make sure to be aware of is that center plate in the middle of the grill for the Lotus is the hottest point. So just be mindful. I did turn it down a little since it was charring them. I turned it down, and now it's just gonna ideally just cook them through. Hopefully they aren't too burnt. We'll see. This is a learning experience for me. My first meal on the grill. Um, Taste one of the beans, and it seems to be like on the way. Like it's good enough for us. We like our vegetables real like fresh. It's crisp. It starts to get soft. It still has a crunch to it. It has a really good taste. Really good taste. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these off because the thought I had was to put the grill in the middle with the vegetables spread around. I don't want to do that on a high heat because of how close to being done they are. because they'll continue to char, and I think they're at a good place right now. So I'm going to take the beans off. Then I'm going to increase the temperature so I can get ready to take care of the deer loin, venison loin that I have inside. This right here is showing temperature of 275. So I'm going to go ahead and take these off. Okay, so I have all the beans off. What I'm going to do is increase the temperature. I'm going to shoot this. I'm going to shoot it just all the way up so I can get that real good sear on it. And you can hear the fan running. There should be enough charcoal to get this meat prepared. I'll put down somewhere how long it took for the beans to cook on, like it was on a medium temperature. The sear part of the beans was on a medium temperature, and then when I just wanted them to cook, I turned it down to the lowest where the fan was still running, but the fan was low. And once this gets up, in a second, I'm just going to put this on there. Before I put it on there, I'm going to rub it with vegetable oil, and then I'll toss them on there. Then we can proceed. So I've put the steak, venison, on there rubbed with vegetable oil or whatever high temp oil you choose to use. It's on the highest temperature. I'm just getting a nice sear on there. Put it in the middle, very middle, and we're going to see. I'm not sure whether I probably won't get the grill lines just because of how the grill is set up, but I'm fine with that. Okay, so this has been on there for about 3 minutes. I'm going to see if I can flip it now, see if it's not sticking. Hopefully that crust is formed there. I am using a spatula. They did have a spatula inside, so I'm using a spatula. I don't want to use a fork because I don't want to poke into the meat. So let's see. I'm just going to budge it right now and see if it'll slide. If it slides, that means there's a crust there. So let's see. Nope, not yet. So I'm going to let it continue to. Matter of fact, let me take a look. It felt like it wanted to move. So oh yeah, it's good. It's good. So I'm going to flip it over, and then I'll show you guys the other side. A nice crust. It smells really good. Okay, so something unexpectedly happened. I started running. I didn't fill up my charcoal basket. It was probably 3/4 of the way filled. So that second char that I wanted to get on the other side, I wasn't able to achieve it. At least I don't think I was able to, which is why I put the hood on, just so that at least the heat that was still in there, I can capture that and kind of like cook it a little more. I do have a nice crust on one side, so presentation-wise, I can hack it. But at least there's still some heat in there. I can still continue to cook it, which is why I purchased this hood, so I can use it as kind of an oven. So even when the sear isn't there, I can still put it on. So I'm going to take this off in a minute. I feel like I'm at least at a medium right now. And if anything, you can always take it off in the oven. But ideally, you want to be able to do what you want to do with this grill. And for me, it was giving a second sear on the other side. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off, and I'm going to be right back and share some of my, lessons learned for this grill. Be back in 1 second. So that's pretty good. Okay, let me not do that. Lessons learned for my first grill, like full meal, deer back strap, and green beans. First thing very on that I noticed was smaller items can't fall through. So with the green beans, there were some of the green beans that fell through when I was initially putting them on the grill, um, which is why they have this stainless steel bowl so it catches everything. Um, One thing that is good, is since the grill is over, I can remove this rack, and I can actually go in there and get them out. They didn't fall in charcoal or anything like that. The bowl only collects food. It only collects grease. So if I wanted to, I can still go down there and get it. Who knows it? That's where all the goodness is, the fat and the stuff. And when I was looking down there, it actually was hot enough so it continued to cook it. So if it's not burnt, it can still be edible. So that's one thing, is food can't fall through there, even when you're putting it on or when you're taking it off. So making sure I have the right utensils. Since I'm on vacation right now, I didn't have any tongs that I would normally have at home, but made it work with a fork. Another thing was knowing how much charcoal to put into the grill. Um, um, I ran out of charcoal. If I had probably 3 more minutes of like nice heat time, with the temperature turned all the way up, then that steak would have gotten that second crust. I'm sure it's going to taste like great. I'll show you guys once I cut into it, see how it looks. I'm sure it's going to taste great. If anything, I need to cook it longer. I put it in the oven, and there you have it. But like figuring out my grill time for depending on how much charcoal I have inside of the basket. That's another video that I'm going to do with this particular grill, how much charcoal is needed or how much time I get with different amounts of charcoal on that fan. It's a fan with different volume speeds. So that's another thing I learned as well. And the cleanup should be pretty straightforward. Again, all this is machine washable. I'll probably run it under the water, wipe it off before I put it into or I may just put in, before I put it in the dishwasher. But yeah.